Thank you. Would you please be seated? Jerry, why don't you come up and share the good news with us today? We are blessed once again that Pastor Jerry is sharing this beautiful message today. Thank you, Jerry.
Good morning. And happy Mother's Day. I was looking for something to wear that would represent mother's color, so I took blue. Sorry, I don't know color, I just took blue. And when I came in, I saw Pastor Paul in blue coat. I said, but then I was right. I was right. So I don't know whether that matched the color of our mothers, but we like to say Happy Mother's Day. This morning at 2 a.m., 7 a.m. Liberian time, I called my mom to wish her Happy Mother's Day. We had a very great conversation. In her parting statement, she said to me, take good care of yourself and remember that my eyes are always on you. But the question is, her eyes are always on me. How possible could that be nearly 6,000 miles away? How can the eyes of my mom be on me nearly 6,000 miles away? How can my mom be looking after me when I'm a grown guy? Even gray hair has all over my head right now. The reality is, no matter the distance, no matter our age, no matter the circumstance or the condition, the hearts of our mothers are always after us. Happy Mother's Day. No matter the kind of message we may deliver on Mother's Day, no matter the terminology or the theological dictions we may put in our Mother's Day sermon, there can be no word, there is no compensation, there is no reciprocity for the incredible service and roles our mothers play in our lives and the lives of our greater society. Here in America, I have seen some of the world's best mothers, especially here at Peace Church. I may not be able to call all of the mothers here by their names, but I see Debbie, I see Ion, I see Marie, I see Joan Beat, I see Joan Loaf. All of the mothers, even I saw DeLon's mother come in this morning. All of our incredible, I see Laura, I see Ruth Backen. All of our great mothers are here today. I just want to say Happy Mother's Day to all of you for the great job that you continue to do for us. Happy Mother's Day to my friend Mama Lois. She's in Wisconsin. She is one of those who has been to Liberia and she's planning to go back before she turns 80. And Mama Lois knows very well that I love Culver's. So anytime I'm in Wisconsin, the first place she takes me is Culver's. And that's the last place she will also take me before I leave Wisconsin. I'd like to say Happy Mother's Day to Ruth Backen, the one who became a professional kingy hair cutter of my hair for nearly 2 years. 14 years ago, she was able to buy me 2 buckets of ice cream and told me to eat almost every day so that she wanted me to put more weight on before I go back to Africa. Ruth Backen, thank you very much. Thank you for being a great mom. She's the one who was doing my laundry every Saturday for nearly 2 years. Mom, thank you very much. Happy Mother's Day. But I need more ice cream. Be it mothers in Asia or mothers in Africa or mothers in America, mothers are very special. Mothers are amazing. Those of us who are all the time not taking our mothers seriously or who are taking our mothers for granted, this is the time for us to stop, take a break, and listen. This 19-year-old boy from Florida is accused of killing his mother on Sunday. That's very terrible. May that lady's soul rest in peace, because it is very heartbreaking. In the Pele tribe I come from, we believe that our mothers are our gods. May her soul rest in peace. But today I also like to share with you some of the joys and struggles and the hearts of some of our mothers in Africa. As you may know, I love to share about my culture, and this is something that we all can learn from. But one thing I also know about Mother's Day is that we don't get to talk much about grandmothers. I totally understand because grandmothers are super mothers. But today I'd like to share with you some of the joy from the Pele tribe, especially my mom. From the Pele tribe I come from in Liberia, the joy of grandmothers putting their grandchildren on their back, walking through the neighborhoods and going through the marketplace to show them to their fellow grandmothers is something that is indescribable. In many instances, you hear the Pele mamas asking their children, when will you get married and born children so I put them on my back? And you see that in our house, there is always a chaos, a fight when my mom is visiting. My kids get to fight over my mom every time when my mom is visiting. In this picture, my mom was visiting with us in Monrovia in July 2018. When she put my little son Kunan on her back, his sister Limo got jealous. As you see, she's walking to pet Limo. But then later on, she put Kunan down, the little guy down, and put Limo on her back. Now you see Limo is smiling so well. With that, there's no problem. But then later on, when it was time for Limo to get down, she put my oldest daughter on her back, Geraldine. So she's smiling, she's laughing, and Geraldine is on her back. But a minute later, the little guy comes to pull the sister down that it is my time to be there. So when my mom is around, there is always a fight. In fact, what she does, she makes schedules. She will say, okay, you are for the morning, this for the afternoon, you are for the evening, you are for the night. But sooner than later, that schedule collapses because there will be a fight. Nobody wants to be patient to see their friend on my mom's back. So now you can see the joy that is associated with that. Despite all the chaos, my mom is at her best. She is happy. She's having great time with her grandchildren. You can now understand how grandchildren can change the lives of grandparents, especially grandmothers, since it is Mother's Day. Now I see why Adele Bow enjoys shifting between Minneapolis and Seattle every now and then. I see why Cheryl Winters, anything she does is all about lioness. I see why Ian Klumpkin never ends smiling whenever she sees Anya and Emma around. I see why Debbie Adams almost wants to touch heavens anytime Everett is coming to spend the weekend with her. Happy Mother's Day, happy Grandmother's Day. Now to our mothers. The struggles for mothers where I come from, and even here in America, is something else. From the time of conception to the birth of their child, the day-to-day struggle to bring up the children, the bond, the tender, the caring, the nurturing, the affection, the prayer, and the best wishes is something that we cannot just understand because no one else has that power, that virtue to do so besides mothers. All of these put together make the mother a good mother, a great mother, a good shepherd. Even in the midst of socio-economic problem, political struggle, in the midst of troubles and chaos, nothing can stop the heartbeat of the good mother for her child. The good mother will always choose her child over everything because nothing is more precious, nothing is more valuable to the good mother as compared to her child. The good mother often says, because of my child, for the sake of my children, I will sacrifice, I will hold on, I will press forward, I won't stop. The good mother is ready to forsake everything because of a child. In 2019, Honorable Zilika Hassan, a member of parliament in Kenya, was ordered to leave parliament simply because she took her 5-month-old baby in assembly to care for the baby. The rules governing the Kenyan parliament states that strangers are not allowed in the chamber. So they classified this innocent child, the baby of their own member of parliament, they classified the child as a stranger. Hassan was ejected out of the chamber of parliament that morning. In solidarity with her, all the female members of parliament in session that day walked out of the chamber. Good mothers are our shepherds. Hassan stood up for her child, and she was willing to pay whatever consequence. She didn't even mind to give her child to the nanny or to a nurse. She took her child herself, and she preferred to be ejected out of the chamber of parliament simply because of her child. I'm not overlooking the men or our fathers, but if a dad ever did that, they would be looking for the next person around to hand over that baby. That woman grabbed her child to say, I will not let my child go. I'd rather walk out of this parliament or this chamber. Most of her male colleagues consider her or describe her action as shameful. But what I want to share with all of us this morning is that the good mother has no shame when it comes to her child, because the good mother is a good shepherd. Where I come from, the good mother has no shame to sit by the roadside on the bush road to breastfeed her child. As part of the struggles in Liberia, the good mother has no choice walking for 10 to 50 miles every day in search of food for her children. Where I come from, the good mother doesn't mind sitting in the sun for 15 to 20 years, selling cassava leaves, pepper, plantains, working the soil just for the sake of her child education, just for the sake of her children's education, and to feed her children. Many of our mothers in Liberia go against their way, borrowing money. Others will go digging the soil, dragging the goat, and taking the chicken to the market just to sell in order to pay their child or children's school fees. African mothers who did not go to school have the belief that if they send their children to school, if their children are educated, they, the mothers, are educated. Therefore, the African mothers always spend time sacrificing for the sake of her children. Every mother has got their own story of how they go through or what they go through to bring their children up. But there are some mothers whose stories are very heartbreaking. My mama explained how she only had a single wrapper to tie after she gave me birth. And she could go down to the creek, wash the lapper, spread it in the sun, go hide in the bush for a while for the breeze to blow the lapper. Then she would come and tie it and put me on her back before we go to town. Today, there are many of us who are messing around our mothers, who are fighting our mothers. We cannot fight our mothers because they are our shepherds. They are our all in all. And if we have been fighting with our parents, especially our mothers, that's something we need to think about. Let's stop fighting with our mothers. Yesterday, I had a project to do with the with the Winters. Yesterday, when Collins came, their son, I told him, oh, we are using Max here. You want to use this Max? He said, that's okay. I'm not going to use Max. So we started working. Minutes later, I saw his wife, Sam, running with a Max and said, hey, your mom said you should use the Max. He collected the Max and said, okay, you don't fight with a mom. And he put the Max on. Those of us who are fighting with our mothers, we should stop fighting with our mothers because our mothers have the best intention for us. I knew somehow Collins knew that his mom had the best intention or has the best intention for him to use the Max, so he grabbed the Max and wore it. It is very important for us to understand that our mothers struggle every time. But like I said, some of the stories are just heartbreaking, so much, sometimes unbelievable. The World Health Organization reported that every day in 2017, approximately 810 women die from preventable causes related to pregnancies and childbirth. And 94% of these comes from developing countries. But despite all these challenges, mothers are always there. In her song, the Liberian gospel artist Kamfi James Adams says, "Mama, I thank God for you. Even in the rainy days, you are always there beside me." My feminist friend tells me that God is a mother because you cannot separate the love of God for humanity from that of the love mothers have for her children. And that's a very great argument. Each time my mom leads a prayer, whether in the church or in our family devotion, she has a signature line. If she doesn't say that line, don't expect an amen anytime soon. In that line, she says, "Nangala kukulikaya ya lon kulikanema." She means God will depend on you like a child depends on the mother's breast milk. By the way, in rural Liberia, our mothers breastfeed their children between 16 and 28 months. My mom breastfed me for 2 years. Mothers are our shepherds. They lead us into green pastures, a better future. So when we walk in the shadow of hunger, when we walk in the shadow of sickness, when we walk in the shadow of difficulties, when we walk in the shadow of tough time, the heart of our mothers are always there with us. Mothers are our shepherd. We should not fight our mothers. We should respect our moms. We should listen to our mothers. It shows that mothers are special people created by God. This is why a Jewish proverb says, God could not be everywhere. Therefore, he created mothers. The good mother is an advisor. My father called my mom his advisor. Me too, my mom is my advisor, except that she could take my complaint to my dad if I refused to make my bed. And that's when my dad called me my young man. And that's when I knew that the ground was not level. The good mother is the backbone of a family. The good mother is the reconciler of a family. The good mother is the negotiator of a family. Whenever there is a problem, mothers appear. The whole situation gets a different chemistry. Mothers are very powerful people. An example of a good mother in recent global politics is the outgoing German Chancellor Angela Merkel. Whenever she was negotiating with Vladimir Putin of Russia or Donald Trump of the United States or Xi Jinping of China, she was the first to come to the table. She was the last to leave the table. This is where I personally come to believe that our world will only be a peaceful place. There will be no bomb. There will be no chemical weapon. There will be no intercontinental ballistic missile. The day women will become president all over the world, that time our world will be at peace. Today, I am schooled because of my mom. Today, I make my bed when I wake up every morning because of my mom. Because of my mom, I am a good cook. The only thing is, don't give me a Papa Murphy's pizza to throw in the oven. It will surely burn. The backends are my witness. My message to all of us, boys, men, on this Mother's Day is this. Long time ago, my mother told me, my son, don't make any woman to cry because the tears of a mother is the tears of God. When Colin said yesterday, you don't fight with a mom, I believe that. He preached my sermon unknown to him yesterday. We don't fight with our moms. To those of us who are at loggerhead with our mother, sometimes, like for me, sometimes my mom would tell me something that I may not agree with her. I have never told my mom no. Sometimes when she knows now. When I don't want to agree, I would think about it. But I never told her no. Our mothers are our shepherds. If we have had any rift with our moms, let's just take phones and call them today and let bygone be bygone. Happy Mother's Day. Amen.